Hello, online friends, followers, and subscribers. I am back again and I'm now looking at box 2. So I filled up box 1. I'd actually just this morning gone and collected some vintage tablecloths that have a whole bunch of embroidery and cross stitch on them. And I put that into box 1 because they are all woven fabrics. So I thought, let's keep going. So I'm going to empty out box 2 and see what we have got. And I'm going to sit through this one because I found I was getting quite tired yesterday. This is actually an old curtain. I can make shopping bags out of that, but it's actually quite large and it's taking up a lot of space in the box. Because box 1 is finished, I need a whole new pile for wovens. So this actually looks like that is old curtaining tape and unbleached calico. And some of this has actually been braided. Interesting. I would probably be more inclined to crochet that. I've learned how to crochet mats and so on. If you look on my YouTube channel, you'll see some of those. What is this? This is, well, firstly, it's burgundy. It's almost satin, but look at the embossing on that. There's like flower jobbies, but it is also a woven. So I'm going to chuck that with the wovens. I suspect this is going to be mostly woven. This is hot pink satin. And this was a pillowcase that's been chowed by a dog. His teeth marks in there, all woven. And another pillowcase. I have a packet with bits of, this is quite a soft, it is a woven, but it's not as hard as linen. But I think it's got a bit of an embossing on this. I don't know if you can really see this. Not sure what I would make with that. You know, obviously the harder ones are easier to make bags with, which I can then patchwork with them. It's more that pink. That is a little piece of satin. I'll get back to that in a moment. That orange is mini mat. It's also a woven. I have some yellow anglaise. Can't really see the detail that far away. There we go. That looks a bit better. Very pretty. Very light, almost pastel. And then we have almost a mustard. The feel of it makes me think of serviettes, but it might actually just be the end of a curtain. Oh, this is pretty. This is pretty. Now, you wonder why I like scraps. So this is pink and white and black, but if you can look really closely, there's little flecks of gold on each of these lines. So that on a pink bag or a black bag just gives a real little piece of zhuzh, which zhuzh I would need to add because it's already in the fabric, which I'm really enjoying. This is fluffy. It's actually felt, but I'll put that with the other fluffies that I've got. This is viscose. I'm going to chuck that in the viscose pile. And more felt. This, what was this? It is a cotton. Was this something that's just been cut out? I've got the self-edge on that as well. Pink with, white with pink stars. Might make a nice lining or a drawstring bag. I really enjoy making drawstring bags. They're quick, they're easy, and remarkably useful, especially when you're going away on holiday. I've probably got enough to make a drawstring bag out of that, but or maybe a zipper bag, I don't know. Really cute. And some more viscose. Viscose I'm liking for actually Mod Podging onto tins for pot plants. I have a little piece of, I've actually made a hanging mask with this, so it looks very Arabian Nights, and you can actually breathe through it because it just hangs down. I'm going to chuck it in the lycra pile because it is in fact a knit. Alright, don't know what this was supposed to be, but feels almost like punji lining. This is either curtaining or upholstery. We make an interesting design on a bag. You know, if you just have a center panel and you have the rest of the bag in this green or even the gold. In fact, I have some leather strips in this green, so I might play around with that, but not today. We have, this is batting, and this is iron-on stabilizer. I have those in a separate box elsewhere, so I'm just going to add it to those piles. What is this? Interesting, probably a blouse or dress material. What would you call that color? That's a gray with a dusty pink and some black. So again, it would make a nice interesting panel on an otherwise plain bag. This is cotton. It's not viscose, but I'm actually going to put it with the viscose because it would actually tone in with those quite nicely. Now this green, what is this? This feels like lining fabric. Yeah, all this green is lining fabric. Dress lining, that is, but I have on occasion used dress lining in bags. Wasn't the best use of it, but anyway. This blue, this light turquoise aqua is also a lining fabric, also woven. My favorite color, purple. It looks like this was a sleeve or something. Somebody's ironed it, sewn it together, but it's coming apart. But it's cotton, so I shall put that there. This is a piece of something stretchy. I'll chuck that in the lycra pile. Some more of that other funny grey fabric. So there and there. Then we have some red cotton. And this is just either sheeting probably. Just plain red cotton. And yet this one is not cotton. This is a polyester. This is like, yeah, this is lining. So they maybe made a dress or something and then had to line it. So that's a polyester lining, but it's also a woven. More of that grey. White with purple spots. You know I like purple. There seems to be less, because there was so much of this curtaining in this box, getting through this pile is going to be somewhat quicker than the first one was. This is like a chiffon, but it's actually got a texture to it. Don't know if the camera is going to pick up the texture on that, but again, would make a very interesting accent piece. Now, I wonder if I could make a headscarf out of that. A headband. Does it stretch? No, not really. Might be better as a scrunchie. That could work. Not that I've made any scrunchies yet, but this is the first time for everything. A little piece of orange. This blue, satin is not the right word, and it's not chintz either, but it's more anyway material. You can see the shine on it, but it's a woven, no stretch. Piece of green cotton. This feels like t-shirting. Yeah, blue and white t-shirting. It'll go in the lycra pile. This is almost a shwe with brown and blue and orange and purple. I must actually start making some more patches now that I see I've got, mini mat. It's a polyester. I wouldn't necessarily use it as lining per se, but actually using that as a base for a string quilt block, which I could then just line and make a bag out of. It's actually a good idea, and in fact I think I should do some of that this afternoon. This blue is all plain cotton. This is pretty. I actually put some of this on the on a pot, a tin pot that I'm doing, so you can see the colors in the light as it moves. Of course, when you Mod Podge it flat, you get a very flat color. But if I iron that and put that in as an accent piece on a bag, that'll look really pretty. And this is a piece of satin. Actually, a ribbon. It is a ribbon. Goodness, but it's very wide. It's 10 centimeters wide. Very pretty. I do have a box with ribbons, so I'll put that in with ribbons. That is cotton. That is polyester. But these are all wovens, and that's like a thick chiffon. That's also like a chiffon. Yeah, somebody started. Oh, they were making a buttonhole. There's a little bit of a buttonhole on that, so it could be an accent piece. You can play around with it. One way to test whether your machine is how your machine is going to work with a different fabric, especially if you change from denim to chiffon, you need to have it all set up properly. This feels like it should stretch, but it doesn't. But isn't that pretty? Nice little triangular piece of turquoise with a watery sort of design on it. It would actually make a really nice bag. This is also polyester but woven. That is sheeting. More strips for crocheting. This feels like crimply. Yeah. Lovely color. That's what I would call a periwinkle blue. But yeah, crimply, but no stretch. This is the same as that other cotton I had. I'm going to chuck it with the viscose, even though it's not proper viscose. But it is a very light fabric. It's black. It's also a ribbon. Okay, put that in the ribbon pile. Ah, stretchy, but not like t-shirting. This is rib trim. So I do have a bag of rib trim in storage town, so I'm going to add that to the rib trim. This is more polyester woven. This is stretchy cotton, 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 cotton. I want a thicker cotton. That's probably curtaining weight. And some satin, very pretty. And then a pattern piece, a couple of pattern pieces. What is this? Upper collar and front facing Buttrick 3686. You know, of course, I'm now going to go and have a look at Buttrick 3686 and go and see what it was going to be. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I shall carry on sorting and see you in the next one. Have a super day.